So I've had the Google Pixel 10 Pro for about a week now. I've been using it as my primary device, and in today's video I'm going to give a review on it. Let's begin off first with the design. In terms of just the aesthetics alone, I really like this phone. I think this is probably one of the best looking phones. I really like the aesthetics on here. Now, even though I really like the aesthetics of this device, I can't say the same thing for comfort. You see, if I'm holding right now, it's fine, but if my hands get a little bit sweaty, I feel like I can't hold a good grip on this device. Let's move on to the features. This phone is filled with a bunch of AI features, and I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I barely use any of them. But there's a lot of cool AI features you can do, like here is a photo I took of a tree. If I go here and type in help me edit, I don't even have Gemini on. I'm not too into the AI features, but if you are into AI features, this phone has a lot of it. Those AI enhance, you can literally tell this what to edit, but I don't really care to set that up on my device. Pause the video. I just realized now that I didn't bring up the fingerprint sensor at all. So I quickly just want to tell you guys, the fingerprint sensor on the Google Pixel 10 Pro is very good. Sadly, I haven't tested other Google Pixel's fingerprint sensor, so I can't say if this is better or worse than previous models, but I do want to say the fingerprint sensor is very good and is very fast. Let's resume the video now. Now let's move on to customization. On Android, you typically expect to have great customization, especially if you're coming from an Android. But I was a bit underwhelmed by the customization. You see, this little search bar at the bottom, I can't remove that. Like, no matter how hard I try, I can't remove that. The only way I could actually get it to be gone is to use a third-party launcher with this device. And it's just annoying that I just can't get the search bar away. I personally use Brave a lot, so I don't use Google, and it's annoying that it's like shoved down my throat that the Google search is there. And the only way to get rid of this, I have to do a bunch more work for just a simple task that should be as easy as holding down this search. Now let's move on to the actual camera quality. Let's begin with photos. Photos are by far the best photos I've ever seen on a smartphone. Like, this is crispy and I can just see crazy detail, but in the viewfinder it doesn't look as good. I'm assuming it looks really good because of processing. Alright, here's the front-facing video quality on the Google Pixel 10 Pro. This is being shot in 4K without HDR, and I really like the footage in terms of just the viewfinder right now. It is important to note that when you are shooting videos on a smartphone, you are probably not going to be in good lighting conditions all the time, so just keep that in mind. Now I'm going to turn off this big light and see how the footage looks. So it probably looks really grainy for you guys. In the viewfinder, it actually looks not too bad. The colors do seem a bit off though. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. I personally find iPhone footage to be less grainy than the Google Pixel 10 Pro's footage. But if you're filming in good lighting conditions, I think you would actually have compliments about your video quality, about how crispy it looks. So I'm going to turn back on my light. And boom, now we're getting that crispy quality again. And I'm not using Video Boost, so let me know how this looks in the comment section below. Now, let's talk about the speakers on this device. I came from an iPhone 15 Pro, and when I first heard the speakers, I feel like they weren't as good as an iPhone, but now that I've really tested it, I do want to say it's better than an iPhone, at least in my opinion. I feel like it's not a significant amount for it to be considered a difference, or to be considered better, so I think it comes down to personal preference when it comes to sound quality. I personally would take the Google Pixel speakers over an iPhone speakers, but that's just my preference. If you're serious about sounds, you should probably pick up headphones or a Bluetooth speaker to go along with this device, or with an iPhone or whatever phone you're using. I'll play you guys some sound and you guys let me know what you think it is. Keep in mind, because obviously this is not going to sound as well as if you heard it in person, so if you have a Best Buy or some tech place you can go to actually listen to the speakers, I would say that's more ideal than trying to listen to it through a YouTube video. But just in case you can't, here's the speaker quality. It's about 75%. I'm gonna go ahead and drop a like on this guy's video, just because I respect him for letting me use sounds that aren't going to get copyright strike, or just copyright issues with my video in general. Now really quick, before I progress further in this video, I just want to point out that the last update I had for this device was on September 5th, 2025. Now the reason why I'm bringing this up in this video is because there might be an update that fixes the issues that I'm currently facing with this Google Pixel and a lot of people are facing. And this leads me to my next point, the performance. Now, with this Google Pixel 10 Pro and the 10 series, they're using a new GPU, and they are using a GPU from a different company. And because this is so new, the drivers are kind of messed up. A lot of people are complaining about this right now on Reddit, and I've personally experienced these performance issues with my device. Pause the video. So as I'm editing this, some things has changed. And one of those things is the phone got a Google Play system update, and that made the phone feel snappy. However, I still experience some of the issues, which is currently going to be explained later in this video. I do want to point out, I do still believe that there needs to be a GPU driver update. I still feel like I'm getting stuttering, which shouldn't be there. Hopefully, in the future, this will get resolved. I can really see this coming true. Now resume the video. I could just tell that apps are just not optimized on this device. For example, when I hop on one of the games I play called Brawl Stars, I just have issues. It feels like the text and all of the icons are just shifted to the right side of the screen. And this is a 6.3 inch screen, so I don't think it has anything to do with the screen being big, but I just feel like it has to do with the drivers not being optimized. Now, I strongly believe a software update could fix these issues, but it's just a matter of how long it would take for these issues to be resolved. As of right now, filming September 7th, it hasn't been resolved yet. I recommend if you're watching this video like a couple months later to do your research to see if this issue is resolved, because this probably wouldn't be a phone you want to get if the GPU drivers are outdated or just not optimized. Now, surprisingly, when I'm gaming, I don't see a big issue with frames while I'm gaming, but there are certain times where I could just tell the performance isn't there. Now, next up is battery life. This is pretty interesting. You see, when I'm on the device, I'm getting pretty good battery life, but when I leave it idle, it seems to be drained by kind of a significant amount. I'm not the only one that's facing this issue. My brother also said a similar thing with his Google Pixel 10 Pro. But overall, I can get through a day with this phone, and I still believe this has better battery life than my iPhone 15 Pro, but it's important to note that that phone has been used for almost 2 years. So it's kind of an unfair comparison. Well, it just is an unfair comparison. Another thing I want to talk about is the modems on this device. Some people believe that I'm getting bad network speeds on my device or just bad coverage. That's certainly not the case. I'm getting good performance. I am on Google Fi though, so maybe I might be getting better performance, but I'm coming from an iPhone that's on Verizon to a Pixel that's on Google Fi. I haven't had any significant issues that I would blame the phone for in terms of networking. Now, do I regret getting the Google Pixel 10 Pro? Do I wish I went with Samsung? No. I believe lots of the issues I'm facing can easily be resolved with updates. Even though this phone isn't the best right now, I do like the features that I have right now. Like the pictures. I find the pictures just to be so good, and I can see why a lot of people say that this phone takes the best photos. I also want to put on screen right now this photo I took of my dog. This photo was taken in like almost pitch darkness, and this phone managed to somehow get an amazing photo still. I'm very pleased with the image quality out of this device. I just feel like it produces wonderful images, and I'm sure anyone that picks up this phone strictly for photography or primarily for photography, you will be very pleased with the results. And yeah, that's the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm going to continue using this phone like I said earlier, and really enjoy this phone. I hope software updates will fix up this phone, get rid of the lag, reduce the idle standby drain on this device. And yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. And yeah, let me know in the comments if you would buy the Pixel 10 Pro or any of the Pixel 10 series. See you guys in my next video. Bye.